Attention, everybody. The views expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. So without any further ado, took 3 nails and all that blood to wash away all of our sin.
Amen.
Good morning! Coming to you live from Acts Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with the host, Matt and Jay. Hey, Matt und Jay. Und Jay. I think that's German for and.
Yeah, it is.
So if your name was Andy, it'd be Unti.
Unti Day.
Unti. So I would call Auntie Dale Unti Dale. That's his mom, Auntie Dale.
You gotta do.
All right, so good morning, everybody, and welcome to The Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. We're glad to have everybody on board with you today. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
And we're glad to have everybody on board with us again today.
Yes.
I know I said that twice.
Yeah,
So
yes, you
today's
did.
topic is suffering with allergies vigorously inhales.
And I'm sure Rachel's watching. I'm
Now-
sure she knows what that means.
What I
right?
originally had said was suffering with allergy sucks.
Right. I know that. See,
But
you cleaned it up.
I did. As per, I mean, it depends on I mean, if you say it would mean naturedly to like somebody like you suck, that's wrong. Saying that suffering with allergies sucks. I mean, I guess I don't consider that harsh language. Do you? You said it was. You considered it a little bit harsh.
I consider it foul language, yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think is foul about it? Like,
What do you mean by sucks?
like sucks. It's
Stink.
not fun.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the backside and in the sinuses.
Right. So the only way to describe sucks is actually to use real foul language.
That's
So the only way to say what you mean when you say sucks, to describe what you mean when you use the word sucks, is the description going to be one that needs foul language to describe it? Or is it going to be language that actually tells you what you actually mean?
well. I mean, I just assumed that the word sucks is like you can either say, "Hey," like when you're talking about sucking liquid through a straw. That's the literal sense.
So allergies suck.
Literally,
Like liquid through a straw.
yeah. Sometimes, you got drainage.
And that's what you meant.
No, that's not what I meant. What I meant
when you
was
said it. When you said sucks, you meant
that
that we suck.
it is not fun. It's not fun.
Right.
It's horrible.
Right.
Right. I got you.
It is not. It's counterproductive to the normal
Makes you want to
frame
cuss.
of mind. Yeah. Well, no, not really. That's not.
Boy, you
I don't
really-
consider that word a cuss word.
Anyway,
Wow. What a debate.
Hey, if that's the
it's
worst,
not a big deal. Cuss if you want to.
If
I
that
don't
is
think
the-
it's a
no.
bad, I mean, that's between
I don't
you and
consider
God.
that a cuss word. It's not a cuss word. Now, I mean, if that's the worst, if that's the closest I come to a cuss word on this, I'm doing pretty good. Because we've all said inappropriate things on the show before, unintentionally.
Yes, and that included like yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Yes.
What did I say yesterday?
I'm just kidding.
No.
We were talking about my situation.
Oh, yeah, and that is inappropriate, and I apologize for that.
Yeah.
But you.
But I took it, and I knew what you meant. So
And I shouldn't have tried to join in. I take it to the next level, and I was inappropriate, and it was wrong. So I apologize for that.
You're
So that's our recanting for the day.
I'll just let you guys go as far as you want to go, and I'll stay out of it.
No, we're required to wash each other's feet.
That's right. We all
Okay,
have
well then-
servants' hearts.
Sucks is a foul word.
That's why I didn't put it on there. I put vigorously
You're welcome.
inhales. Is that better?
Yeah.
I put vigorously inhales. I
That's
met you in the
definitely
middle.
clean.
Yes.
That's
no,
definitely clean
you didn't.
worded.
Yeah, I
word.
did. That's not.
You
Vigorously
described a
inhale-
word that'll inspire somebody else to cuss.
No, vigorously inhales is a literal description.
Of a cuss word.
No. No. We're going to have fun with this today. I can already tell.
Yeah. Whew. Well, good
Are you
morning.
getting nerve-wracked there, old
Me?
Steve-O?
No, it's interesting.
I mean, don't ask. Don't ask me.
Yeah, well,
Good morning, Kara. Kara McIntyre's back.
Kara, welcome to the party. All right, there we are. What is you guys?
And if the
yeah,
justification
No.
for using it is that I've done it live on the show,
that is not
I
justification.
apologize for that.
That-
And
Two
I,
wrongs don't make a white.
well, you know, I think they do.
No, they don't. Two wrongs
I
do
think
not
they
make a
do.
right. This is why we have so much success in the relationship field.
Yeah.
You know, because two wrongs make a right.
Yeah.
Right, Steve?
Right.
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 All right. Good morning, Steve Schultz. Good morning, Susan Burrows. Good morning, Marcia. Sorry, I was reading what Steve said. Or it's bad. I should just put it's bad. Suffering with allergies. ... It's bad.
There you go.
But to me, it means the same thing. It is
So
not.
saying it bad. So saying it's bad. What kind of conversation or discussion would that inspire?
Well, I mean, I think that.
I mean, this has inspired us talking about cuss words.
right, which
Right.
I didn't
not
mean
about
it.
allergies.
but I didn't
not
mean it
about
in the way of a cuss
their-
word.
Not about their effect on us, but instead about
Sucks. The way I used it
right.
was not intended. The way I understand it, the way I interpret that word, when something says, "Oh man, that sucks," means that's not good. That's horrible. That is counterproductive to my positive mental state of mind.
So what you're saying, Jay, is you agree to disagree.
This is what they call conflict and resolution. Viewers love this.
Oh yeah. I'm
But
just
they
saying
are
that-
bad. They are bad. I
You're
mean,
right.
They,
It's-
they affect
and
you in a really harsh way. I mean, and that's my point: is what kind of conversation does that language inspire? Well, I mean, if you said it was bad, well, they are bad. We'd be talking about how allergies are bad right now, and that's my whole point.
And
Is that foul language does not lead us down a path that brings better understanding or clearer discussion or clearer about the subject or any of that. What it does is,
Okay, Marsha.
it's about a different subject now. I mean, the whole thing's supposed to be about allergies.
Well, I mean,
if
had
you
I
say allergies are bad, what do you mean by that?
they're not enjoyable. It hurts.
Why aren't they?
My
enjoyable?
my sinuses hurt.
Yeah.
And
I'm feeling bad today, you know.
yeah,
Well, and every time you breathe, it what are you allergic to, right?
yeah.
So just breathing is exposing you to more of what's bad, what's hurting.
I know, and I actually had to stop myself from saying it sucks because I say it on the show all the time. Now that I think about it, I say that a lot.
Yeah,
So
you
now I'm
do.
gonna-
That-
now-
that really
yeah.
sucks.
It does
See.
inspire the end of a discussion instead of the beginning of one, and for it to be an opening
It
statement.
is pretty much like you're right. It's pretty much a closing statement.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. I agree with you. So I will be more aware of how because it's not just the word you use, it's also the nature in which you intend it. So like you said, like if someone says, say, son of a gun instead of the other one, you may as well say the other one because you mean the same thing.
And it doesn't.
And the attitude with which you deliver it
It corrupts
Is-
language.
is
the
what
word.
God doesn't like. Is the spirit in which you use the word.
It corrupts language, yeah.
It really
I mean,
does.
If you're going to make a statement about something and you use foul language, it corrupts language and it doesn't inspire more discussion. It closes discussion. I
Okay, so I was going to go through this real quick. I'm going to go through some businesses here in town. We are not advertising for their product or anything, but I do know for a fact we've got Come and Go is open,
yeah.
and they do have curbside assistance with phone numbers up everywhere,
Yep.
and they also have it at the gas pumps, so you can have full service gas pump if you don't want to get out of your car.
Yeah.
And this is specifically because of COVID-19. Best Buy has curbside service. You can either talk to them about what you want and then order it there, or you can go online, order it, and then drive up to the curb after you've paid for it online to pick up at the store, and then you go pick it up.
And what do they notify you when it's ready?
Yes, they send you an email.
Just like the GameStop.
GameStop does the same thing.
But they'll come to the door and deliver it to you.
Yes, you're not allowed to go in the store. And GameStop is another one. Go to the GameStop.com. You can order it. Most restaurants, all restaurants, with the exception of the fancy schmancy ones that are mainly sit-down restaurants, and even a lot of them, like Applebee's, does curbside service. All the drive-thrus are still open, but they are shutting down earlier than normal. Like Walmart is shutting down at
8:30.
8:30 for the supercenters, and then 8 o'clock for the neighborhood markets. Although they still are doing the order online, the grocery pickup, which is it's helpful.
I also heard that the cups are coming back to the gas stations.
Yeah, the cups have
we
come back.
them out for everybody now.
So that's good. I heard that this morning.
KC's not opening up until the 15th. Surrounding counties open on the 3rd.
Branson will not open until the 15th.
Yeah, and it's hit and miss with different counties are opening up at
That's
different
what
times.
I heard this morning. Is it's even though the state, he's leaving it up to the local leaders or the local government to say, hey, this is when we open. This is what we're doing. Even though the state itself is open, there's certain counties and certain cities that have their own local governments that are setting, just like our mayor, Mayor in Branson.
Mayor McClure?
No.
Oh, yeah, he's Springfield mayor.
Oh.
So yeah, and we'll have another list. I'll actually go through and do some more research.
If you have a business or know one that you'd like to have added to the list, please give us a.
Yeah, give us a text, a message, shoot us an email, 432axe@gmail.com. Also, you can go online to axemediagroup.com. We've only got a couple days left for the dollar for dollar match, and regular credit cards, debit cards, or PayPal. We'll take anything on there. So you can do a one-time donation, or you can do become a monthly partner with us. Go to axemediagroup.com, and again, until the 30th, we have a dollar for dollar match. So whatever's in that account on the 30th, they're going to match it dollar for dollar. So now is the best time for you to do that, because then it's going to double. And also, you can look, you can watch, you can see what goes on and where the money that you're spending is going. It goes right back into this in our operation. And we also have the Helping Hands Fund, which is for those people who need natural supplements of some kind, or even supplements of some kind, to survive or to help their physical well-being. We've also got this will help to offset the cost of that, and then we pick a person who has kidney issues, which kidney problems are not really a real talked about problem.
Right.
I can't remember what Dr. Paul and them call those ones that are in the forefront, which obviously they're not. None of them are glamorous in any way, shape, or form, but people don't think about people with kidney problems. And this is, we have the kidney fund where we pick the person, and as soon as they have their transplant, we use that money that we have raised for them to help to pay the co-pays on the anti-rejection medication, which are expensive. So go online, axemediagroup.com, and check it out. You can scroll down to see the Real News Review and past shows from like the last couple weeks. And then you look to your right, there's the Donate Now button, and check it all out there. So, axemediagroup.com.
Hello, Scott, Stephanie Brown, and Penny Ann. Thank you, and Jimmy Leaf. Thank you, and welcome to the party.
Steve, Jen said that they aren't opening until June for the shows. Have you heard this? Okay, so Jen is her daughter, who is part of one of the shows down there.
Oh, yeah. Our June. Did they extend it again?
Some shows. Well, I don't know if
some shows are. She's right. Some shows are not opening up until June, but the 15th is when we're supposed to hear from the mayor again to say this is. They're doing it in phases, is what they're doing. They're kind of going like small business, then they're going to go to the restaurants, and then I think they're going to go to the shows. So I think by June is when that's going to happen.
Well, that's. I'll be glad when things. I don't think things are going to ever get back to actual normal.
There's going to be a new normal. I guarantee that.
Well, the thing about it is I think we all. I mean, we all should have good hygiene, anyways. Wash your hands. Not like every second of every day, although this COVID-19 makes you want to. But the flu's just as bad. It's just not as contagious for so long without knowing it's there.
Right.
Usually when you catch the flu within 2 days,
It's not as contagious either.
right.
It's still bad and it's still contagious, but this COVID-19 is like 2-3 steps above.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. And
It is.
I've been watching. Okay, so I got
Good morning,
those.
Larry Milton.
I got that Great Courses channel on Prime, which is really great. It's very informative, and these are actual, they use these as college lectures, where there's a professor and it gives you all their documentation, their credentials. Thank you in the beginning of it, and they go through it. There's like so many lectures on these things. And one of them I was watching was the Black Plague. You know, at the time they didn't call it the Black Plague. They called it the Great Mortality. In England, they called it the Blue Death on account of like the color of the skin, I guess.
Oh man.
Whenever, but there were 3 ways, and that's the see, because I've heard about. The bubonic plague, which is actually part of the Black Plague. Bubonic is the swelling of the lymph nodes in the neck, armpits, and the inner thigh, and that's how it enters your system that way. That was a very slow, very painful. I mean, obviously death, but the mortality rate was a lot higher. Why am I talking about this? It's pretty dark.
I don't know.
Well, I was watching it because, they say those who don't remember their history are doomed to repeat it, right? Mm-hmm. So, and the Ring Around a Rosie song, that they thought that, breathing in something sweet smelling would stop the plague from going in there. So they actually carried around not necessarily posies, but other flowers and other scented cloths and things like that. And the plague doctor masks, those are really creepy. You know, things with the big old beaks on them.
Yep.
Because they stuffed them full of scented things like flowers and fabric and stuff like that. But the mortality rate was way. I mean, I think that then there's the what do you call that? The pneumatic plague or pneumonic plague, which is it attacks you through the respiratory system. Like it hits your lungs.
Pneumonia.
Yeah, and basically that's
Suffocates you, fills your lungs.
Yeah, within 48 hours. I mean, between like 2 to 4 days is what they said it lasted. And then there is septicemic. I think septicemic plague, which is where it enters through your bloodstream. And they say you could be dancing in the morning and dead by noon with that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
And the survival rate on that was 1%. On that particular one. That one and the respiratory one. So, and I say that by...
and surviving
educate
it probably
yourselves on
wasn't
stuff.
back to normal either.
No, it took a while. Like, they... that's one of the reasons why I was interested in it, is to see how they reacted. Like, and she explains kind of how life was in a certain place in 1340, the year 1340, whenever it came out or before it came out. She's talking about the economy had a boom going. There was a lot of people, but the economy was doing great in obviously in some areas it wasn't, but and then all of a sudden, you hear about something happening a couple of countries over, you're not really worried about it, and then next thing you know, people are dying everywhere. And that's I mean, that's kind of what's happening with this. We heard about it over in China, and then they started doing briefings during the days about it, saying there's not a high risk of infection yet. And I remember thinking, oh, that's not going to be a problem. And then now all of a sudden it's all up in your face. The media puts it up there, and
Media has a
I gotta stop
tendency to blow things up more than it really is.
no
I
way.
think in this case it was the opposite because I don't know about you, but I see a lot of people either getting
Morning,
sick
Linda.
in very unusual ways, or maybe it's psychological, and we're seeing that we're just noticing something more that was already there.
Yeah. But of course they did that study, that random large group study. They did 2 of them in California and found that the number of people who actually have been affected by this that didn't even really know it, I mean, it's 50% higher than the actual rate where they're reporting it. And so that puts the death toll way lower. But the scary part about it is the fact that you can have it for up to 14 days and not even know it, be asymptomatic and be passing it to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so big on the masks and things.
Yeah, the
And-
masks are to keep you from giving it to other people, really, and probably slow it down, you catching it.
Right.
Stop the fluids from.
And see, that's why they, as far as the hospitals, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. I think that they said that they're going back to normal operations. Mercy's kind of slowly opening back up to. They still are restricting visitors, I guess, but I heard that the hospitals and clinics and things are starting to slowly open back up. And with my situation, they said that the ORs are closed down until they deem that it's safe enough to go ahead and open up the ORs. So the ORs, unless it's a serious operation, I mean a life-threatening operation,
Right.
they're not doing any procedures or operations. So I have to wait until they open back, the OR open back. I can't even talk this morning. Opens back up.
Opens back up. Yeah, and there are a lot of people. I hear a lot of ups and downs in regards to the whether we should open up or not the country. Because on one hand, we have flattened the curve. The curve is a lot better than what it would have been, and the point of that is to not override the or overrun the hospitals, and cause the hospital system to collapse.
I think that's why they're slowly
Yeah,
doing what they're doing.
It wasn't so much just, I mean, obviously if we can stop it, yeah, great. But I think it was also to slow the spread so that way you can still, because I mean, they knew they were going to run out of respirators or ventilators. And that's the difference between life and death on a lot of these situations where if they did die, it was because they weren't able to get onto a ventilator, which breathes for them. So
Right.
I don't know. I pray that I don't have to experience it firsthand, and we pray for those who have had to experience that firsthand.
Yeah. By the way, I heard. Now I don't know if this is true. Maybe you guys might have read it or heard it, but there's been infected masks from China. That there's a whole bunch of infected masks that are in China, ready to ship over here, and I'm like,
I didn't think they were gonna. I don't know. That's
I think they don't want to take anything from China right now.
no. I don't.
Yeah.
If this
and I don't
is an
think-
See, that's
actual
what I'm
attack,
saying.
biological or otherwise, they don't want to accept products from the very country they think actually performed the act that carried out the attack.
Morning, Jessica
So,
Thomas.
I mean, if China carried out the attacks and we have no other place to get these materials except from them, we need to reject those materials. Because think about it. All you do is take the same substance that you attacked with to begin with and then put it on the masks, and now that's an exponential. Everybody gets it. I mean,
yeah, and
there's no-
they haven't done anything. They haven't shipped them over yet. They're just saying that that's what happened.
I
I'm
just
like,
want to take this take this opportunity to let people know, don't assume just because you know somebody that looks like that you think is from China or Chinese that, I mean, don't be a bigot or anything like that. Don't.
It's the CCP is our enemy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Communist Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah.
So just like
Morning, Josh and Jenny.
There's
Moore.
Chinese Americans that are here that have nothing to do with what's going on over in China.
in
Yeah.
fact
Don't
though
put it off on them.
the only way to defeat a foe that you name in that way is to eliminate them. However, if you think of it in another way, is that we are not actually enemies of the Chinese Communist Party, but we are enemies.
Thank you, Kevin.
Our ideals conflict with the ideals and
did.
principles
Yeah.
of the Chinese Communist Party.
Kevin-
because really, it's ideas and beliefs and actions that are a result of those ideas and beliefs that need to change.
Kevin Saxon said infected masks was a rumor. The president addressed this topic and he said
Good.
masks from China are safe.
Good. Thank
I mean,
you, Larry.
You know, that was Kevin
Oh,
Saxon.
Kevin Saxton, thank you very much, because
But who
that's
said
what I
that?
read. But
The
There was
president,
also a rumor that toilet paper was infected.
I didn't hear that. I just heard about the masks.
Are we wearing masks? What's that mean there, Steve Schultz? Are you saying that we're ugly or something?
Thanks a lot, Steve. I thought you were my friend.
We're not wearing masks up where I work, although, well, I mean, we're not required to. We do have huge bottles of the hand sanitizer that's liquid, like the stuff I keep in my pocket that we spray the mics with and everything. So now I've just been refilling my little bottles when I run low.
By the way,
if you're watching at work, hey, you say use it, so we're going to use it.
they remember the show when we were talking about Stephanie on my show was talking about a kid or a guy actually wearing a Halloween mask, and I'm like, Stephanie, did that really happen? And
It
she's like,
really did happen.
yeah.
I watched a video, and it was basically it was in one of those places where you weren't allowed to go anywhere or do anything without a mask,
right.
but they didn't specify. So what he did was he got all these different Halloween masks, or made some Halloween masks, and would walk into the store with the Halloween mask on, because it didn't say what kind of mask. It said you're not allowed in without masks.
Right.
So nobody. From what I saw, I really don't watch a lot of that stuff very much. So
Yeah, but I'm like, Stephanie, really? And she, yeah, it really happened. And so it hasn't happened. I don't think she said it hasn't happened since. So it was
Now,
an isolated thing. I guess.
if I have to go anywhere near my parents, as far as like in the house, like in the back room or something while they're in the other room, I will wear a mask when I go in there. Because Barney had a whole like surplus of these surgical masks, and he gave me a handful of them, and I don't want to take the chance on getting the parents sick.
Right.
But I mean, by all means, for years we've been watching like on TV and stuff. There's a lot of people in China, in Japan, and places like that. You see people wearing masks everywhere,
Asia.
and that was before the COVID thing.
Now, Rachel mentioned that yesterday. She said,
And now it's
they
happening
wear
here.
it all the time, and it's a natural thing for them to wear masks all the time.
And they've got all these cool. So many people are like sewing. There's like this little old lady that sews masks for people specifically, for the like people in the medical field and stuff like that, and just passes them out. So she just sits and does her part, sewing up masks. I mean, I don't know if there's a specific kind of fabric you need, or does
Brandon made one for Sean that's magnificent. It looks great. I mean, it's beautiful.
Now who was? Oh yeah, Judy made those aprons that are right back here.
Yep. But this, I don't know how she did it, but it's all got the pleats and all that stuff, and it's stitched in a way that it takes the shape of the face. And
Mike Walker's, entertainer in Branson, his wife is making these awesome masks, and we're gonna get some, and very beautiful looking masks. They're really nice, and so.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was Jay.
That was me.
That was Jay Dizzle.
Jay,
So yeah, pray for me. I had a situation with my sinuses and allergies, obviously, causing a pressure in my head, making me like worry and freak out. Because especially around this time of year. So allergies. That's why the whole point of the show is suffering with allergies. Just is not fun.
it's
Not
not
fun.
fun. It really isn't. Second year, I told you, the second year I was here, my eyes were burning. I'm like, what? What in the world? I've never experienced this. And that's why the doctor said, well, because you're new to the area and you've lived here, you're not, the allergies, welcome to Missouri. Welcome to the Ozarks.
Well, like Jay said the other day, I mean, everything over this weekend just exploded, literally.
The
I
leaves
think.
just exploded right out.
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I saw buds on the trees, and then I just realized, wow, that's crazy. But I didn't even think anything of it. I've had allergies hit me hard before, but I didn't pay as much attention to it until I'm saying a lot
Imagine
today.
it in time lapse.
Oh, but
That would
that'd
be cool.
Yeah. But I wasn't as worried about it because there wasn't COVID-19 around to make me overanalyze every little tickle or scratch in my throat or in my nose. And a
And it
lot of
does
people
make
are
you
like
worry.
that.
It does make you think.
I'm talking panic attack, full-on anxiety problem at work last night because I got out of my car and went to clock in, and I was like, man, my head don't feel right. It feels like a little dizzy. Not like fall over dizzy, but just, wow, that feels different. So immediately,
A tingling? Was it a tingling? I forgot to ask you earlier. Was it more like a tingling sensation? Like you hit your head, and you know how you
No.
hit your head and you get the...
no, there were no. When I started having my anxiety attack, there was some tingling in my
Yeah.
fingertips and
Yeah.
toes and stuff. But that's because your heart's beating so fast.
Oh, yeah. You
So-
feel like it's about ready to come out of your chest.
It was scary. Josh and Janine Moore. I love how the people who have been working, the people that are acknowledging appreciation, that's been long overdue. I agree with that. Let people know that you appreciate them, the ones that are working through this. Because it's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary. To me, it is.
In general, I see that too, being a cashier, but also I think that it's wearing on me a little bit. The disrespectful ones. I'm having much less patience with them. Look, there's been a lot going on, and we feel the stress of the people that we serve, and so serving so many people in such a stressful time, of course, that transfers to us.
Yeah.
If you have any empathy or sympathy at all, you're gonna suffer from that. You're gonna feel it, and that's not a bad thing. Those are blessings. It's some of the best thing it's when somebody you see is suffering so much they're about to bust out of their seams. They just can't contain it anymore. They're about to lose it and freak out in
Yeah.
public.
You've actually helped people out.
Yes,
that,
when you
saying,
see
"Just
that,
breathe."
and I've seen that, and I've had the opportunity to try to, give them calm, and it's been good. It's been successful in that way. But when people come in and deliberately disrespect us, or don't take it seriously, and actually through conspiracy theories and denial, disregard all of the guidelines that we've been given about how not to spread these things. It just bothers me because they don't realize that I see 100 to 300 people a day, and I touch everything they touch as a cashier. Now, sure, they may be the lucky one, and clearly because of the way their personality is, they're likely not in contact with a lot of people, even people they're
Right.
close to. But
Nor
I'm in
do they hug.
contact with everybody around me, and
Right,
I
Steve.
touch everything everybody else touches that I serve. So even if COVID-19 was a hoax, any illness that is contagious, I am more susceptible to.
Absolutely.
And for them to go out of their way to disregard all of these things and disrespect them. I had a girl in our store right by the whole cup area coughing out openly. And it wasn't the kind of cough that she actually had a cough. It was a mocking,
Fake cough.
fake, open, forced
You
cough
can tell when they're fake
out
coughing.
in this area where so many people access drinks. And there's machines all around her. And I told her, I said, I don't think that's funny. And somebody she was with starts, what did you say? I said, I don't think that's funny. What's not funny? I was like, look, you know what I'm talking about. That's not funny.
Right. I had a guy.
And then I ignored him after that. I wasn't going to say anymore. I didn't need to.
No, I had a driver whenever all this first came out. He did that jokingly, pretended to cough on something, and then I guess it really bothered him, or he was worried it bothered me. I guess it must have been the look or whatever. The next time I saw him, he goes, "I just wanted to tell you, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't really sick or anything, and I don't want you to think that he said, I apologize."
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, I accept your apology. Thank you. But it's not funny. You have people that have anxiety about this stuff really bad, and you go and you cough intentionally. First of all, if you do really have it and you're asymptomatic, you're passing it around people. That's irresponsible. I think that if someone gets caught doing that and somebody catches it, I think that person should go to jail.
Yeah, because you're part of the huge problem, and
It's a poor example.
For example, and
That
what if
spreads
somebody...
as much as
Yeah.
spreads faster than the virus does.
Yeah. Susan Burrow says, when I was young, people didn't hardly buy products made in China, made in Mexico. People said that the products were cheap and cheaply made. 1950s, people bought made in America.
Yep.
that's true.
And I think you're going to find that a lot more after this, too.
Coming into the
A
future,
lot of
it's
people are going to be
another-
wanting to buy from America. Forget made in China and not in Mexico, but made in China and Japan. I think they're going to be more leery about buying product.
We've got difficult times ahead. I don't mean to be pessimistic or nihilistic, but we've got difficult
I
times
think you're actually
ahead.
being realistic in this aspect.
And for us to consider each other, not just our nation, first our nation and our neighbors, because they're the closest and those that we can affect the most, but also for the world. I mean, seeing people as equals in God, equal in God's eyes. God doesn't say when He talks in the Bible. You look in the Old Testament. God said to His own people, "Look, you've got eunuchs and you've got this people and that people all among you in my city, among my people, and they're not welcomed in as mine. You know, what are you doing here? These people are mine because they're in my city."
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You know, you treat your slaves and your servants like they're not part of you. Well, they're in my city. They're part of my nation. Welcome them. And then he describes them in ways and in words that actually tell you what a person's life is, rather than just a vague like I can
Right.
I can say what your race is. It doesn't say anything. If I say you're a eunuch, that says something. If I say you're diabetic, it says something because then I can picture part of your life and what your struggle is. So he describes the people in the city in Jerusalem
Specifically.
among his Israel in those ways, in ways that they instantly have a vision of who is this that God's talking about.
Right.
And then he says, "This is my nation. This is my city. You are my people, and welcome these people." So I think that God, throughout the word of His word, wants us to consider more than just our own people.
Absolutely. Without a
Go
doubt.
out and spread the gospel to every creature, every person.
Yeah.
And so that's what he wants us to do, be disciples.
Right. And I think in some ways with the build the wall thing, and I agree with the wall, I do, but I think the principle behind the wall needs to change, because until we have the ideals and beliefs that are based on the Christian Bible, you can say whatever you want about it, but the entire Western civilization has succeeded on the back of the Judeo-Christian religion. And if we don't spread those ideals out beyond our walls, we'll have to build another wall, and that wall is going to be closer in. If we're not spreading these ideals and beliefs and our faith, when people obey the Word of God, are taught the Word of God and obey it as right, whether or not they believe, God will demonstrate to them that his word is true.
Right.
And they will see it more clearly than they see science. It'll be more true than the tree outside their door. It'll be more real and true than the tree outside the door, and God will prove that to be true to them. And they will at least have an opportunity. God gives us all a measure of faith, right? Well, it's what we have faith in. It's where we spend that faith is what saves us or condemns us. Through these teachings, we can teach people to put their faith in God.
Yeah.
Not that these other things aren't real. Not that they can't be, that you can't put your faith in them, because you can. But that we should demonstrate our faith in God so that they can put their faith in him and have their faith grow in God. And it needs to grow and spread outside of our walls.
Right.
Or our walls will grow and spread in and around us.
Yeah, constrict us. You doing all right over there, Steve?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Were you spacing out?
I'm spacing out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just in
I had
deep
to take
thought.
those headphones off because any kind of pressure on my ears is
I
really
figured
just
that's what you were doing.
making my eyeballs want to pop out of my head.
Yeah,
my
I figured
ears
that's
aren't
what you were
right either.
doing.
I feel
Rid-
like I'm going deaf. It's like a pressure, but there's no fluid or anything in there. I mean, I
Right.
don't know what the pressure is.
What were you saying, Steve?
I was just gonna say,
Somebody comment?
Deanna Miller and Dawn, they're new to the watch party. They're
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, good morning.
yeah, they're friends of mine from church.
Keg of
way
root
back
beer in the back.
Yeah.
We don't drink beer, so.
root beer.
Or the DP and cream soda.
Yeah.
Next, I've done that before.
Did you
before
hear
they
that,
even
Rachel?
invented
DP and cream soda.
It. You know, there's
It'll
and that's
I don't know what DP is.
well, I just don't want to say the name, but
Oh.
you know what I mean.
It's brown and the can is brown.
I know. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I know what it
Well,
is
I mean,
now.
you get the and whenever you came out to the house, you'd always get me some of the diet and you some of the deal, and that's
Yeah, I was gonna come out Saturday night. I thought
yeah. This upcoming Saturday night.
I was gonna come out this past Saturday night.
Yeah.
I was hoping to.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
and you
late,
never know.
too.
I may crash the party.
It was late too because I was.
I'm gonna try to do
Couldn't
a
say.
tri-tip this upcoming weekend.
You already got it.
Not yet. I gotta find it.
Ooh.
Meats were scarcer in
All the
store.
all the grocery stores are open. They're not. Beef is really expensive.
There's
It always has been.
at Springfield,
Good beef.
Springfield Mall, the Battlefield Mall. It looked like there was a meat truck. Meat truck, and there's like a farmer's market or something going on. So there might be meat there. It looks like there's a meat truck.
There's yeah. I went to go pick up. It was an 11-pound brisket. At insert name here, and thank you, son.
Tanner.
I enjoy it. And it was almost $60
For what?
Wow.
for an 11-pound brisket. Yeah, a full brisket,
wow.
like with the fat end and then the flat end. So that's that's insanely high.
$60.
Yeah, that's really high.
Yeah. Yeah,
they're wanting some money. Somebody's pocketing it.
like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this, and then I got to pushing the cart around, and I just kept looking down at the price tag on that, and I'm like, this is me riding the cart, pushing the cart. This is my pushing cart dance.
A lot of
Okay.
restaurants and stuff closed. I
gotta
wonder what's
remember that.
happening and all that.
Well, most restaurants now have a drive-through.
Not most. Most are closed.
Yeah. Like this Chinese restaurant right next door, it's got a drive-through.
All the ones that are open have.
drive-through or curbside.
Yep.
Where you can order it. Now, another thing you can do is you can order Grubhub and things like that. They're still operating.
And the way you prepare things for markets are different too. The way you prepare food for the market of restaurants is a whole different way of preparing food as it would be to a grocery store where the
Yeah.
public can consume it from there. So there's a big transition there, and I'm wondering what's happening to all the beef. Where's the beef in this process?
Didn't they have a commercial about that in the 80s?
I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Wasn't that like that was a public service announcement or whatever?
Yeah.
Where's the beef?
It was a
Where's the beef?
campaign.
And
Just
you
like
know
Made in
that
America,
lady-
Buy American.
Honestly, this is the truth. The lady that did that was actually in a nursing home right down the street from where I used to live in Michigan.
Now, does she ask you where's the beef all the time?
No, but she did with the nurse
On
when
the
she
TV.
They would ask, "What's that? What's that phrase again?" And she goes, "Oh, shut up!" And and, no, that's not the one. Oh, it's where's the beef? Will you stop? And she.
That's why I like it on steak dinner night, which there probably isn't a steak dinner night very often in a nursing home.
Chicken
But,
fried, maybe.
Or yeah, or and
There is
just
on occasion.
bring out everybody's with their beef.
Can you
and
imagine her handing her chicken fried steak?
She'd go,
Ooh.
"Where's the beef?"
Yeah.
But it was a
Here's your
campaign to get people to eat more cow.
Here's your chicken fried. Bon appetit.
Yeah, but she later on she
I love
ended up
chicken
having
fried steak.
Alzheimer's, and
It's
she,
my favorite.
as far as I know, I think she passed away. Man, it's been a few years now, but she ended up passing away there. But everybody at first, when she first got there, they loved on her. They teased her a little bit, and she started having these problems of not knowing her surroundings after a while.
Oh,
and
Linda said that was a Wendy's commercial back in the day.
yeah, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say it. I already knew what it was, and
See, I
thought,
didn't know that. I remember.
it was Wendy's. It was huge,
yeah.
just like the inspection lady.
The
Inspection.
USDA.
I haven't had good hamburger in a long time. I only go to one store, one grocery store, because I can just get everything there.
Right.
But, even non-grocery. But I stopped buying their ground beef because it's just never good. There's always gristle and bone in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wendy's chili and baked potato. Woo-wee.
All right. So we'll stop talking about all the dishes they have at the particular restaurant. They are all very delicious, and I do remember. I didn't know that
Yes.
was actually Wendy's, but
And this particular restaurant still has 4 for $4.
yeah. There's a. Oh, what was it?
Good morning,
Hy-Vee
Sherry.
has had a really good selection of meats too, and they're very decently priced, comparatively speaking. So, and they have fresh ground beef there, and beef has gone up in the markets. All of them,
Yes.
beef prices have gone up. But it's like you could get a sliced turkey, right? At any grocery store, you can get sliced turkey for lunch meat. But then if you go get the roast beef is like 3 times more expensive. Roast beef used to be cheaper.
It did. Maybe. I guess the price of this other particular roast beef restaurant, that I don't see any prices going up except for the new menu items that they have. That might have pushed it up, but I don't see any difference.
Now
really.
there's also at a couple fast food restaurants. They have this. It's supposed to be just like beef, but it's not actually beef. It's a vegetarian burger, and on one of them, it actually does taste like a beef burger. Like, I was surprised.
Good morning, Bruno.
Bruno Mars.
He sings a lot better than he does.
I like how generic that sentence was. He sings a lot better than he does.
He does.
They didn't mention who sings better than who.
Steve Bruno Samuels sings a lot better than Bruno Mars.
Well, we need to get you on here there, Bruno.
Bruno's going to be on my show eventually, buddy.
Now we do want to get we're working on a talent show again this year for the telethon.
I think if we advertise that now, we might get a better.
So yeah, if you want to be on that, my son beat me last year. My
Yes,
son
and
beat
that was
everybody last year.
interesting. I
I
watched
wasn't
it.
getting into it to actually win it. I was just having fun. But yeah, somebody voted for him like last second, just dropped a ton of votes, and each a dollar equals 1 vote. So
Well, I will be. I'm planning on being part of the talent this year, and I'm. So,
are you bringing the puppets?
Yes,
Ah. Now, do you rather them be called puppets or dummies?
puppets.
Okay.
Because dummies are the ventriloquist dolls.
Oh, and puppets, you actually have your hand up inside, moving the mouth like this.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like fun. I. What? I mean, I didn't know there was a difference. I thought they were all considered puppets.
No, there's the ventriloquist dolls, which is the
Those
one
things
that
are
jump-
insanely complicated on the way you use them and stuff. Like you have different levers for different things.
It's true.
And then you got marionettes. Those are puppets.
Oh yeah, those marionettes. You know, with the string, you have to have a good wrist.
Have you seen some of the cool ways that they use to control those? I mean, these guys, the professional marionette people are. It's insane.
When that guy that has a skeleton that does some music, he actually sets it up. He has a microphone.
Oh yeah, and it's like singing, like it's like a rock and roll skeleton. He's a street performer.
Yeah, and that guy's real popular, but he's really good.
And it's like singing "Welcome to the Jungle" or something like that. It's pretty good. Those some of them are really. They just got real talent.
You just have to have a lot of good wrist action in order to do the.
Do you know what story
right.
you're going to tell?
What story?
Yeah.
Not sure yet, but I'm working on it. And then I'm going to be doing my drama that I missed
Here's
out
a
last year.
story of a guy named Steve-O. He was the Mickiest of the Mackest of them all.
Mactastic.
I'm a weirdo.
So you're doing the marionettes and the
And the drama.
for the talent show.
Yes.
You don't do marionettes. You use puppets.
Yes. But
They're like sock puppets, right?
no. They're the actual foam puppets, you know, the face and the full body. There's a half body and there's a full body. The full body obviously has legs. The half body is just the arms. But you have to have really, even with the puppets, you have to have
Yeah.
the wrist action and the hand action.
All right. So you know what that means. It means it's time for us to get out of here already.
Oh, I had the last word. Ooh.
So, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the morning drive today. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
and this has been The Morning Drive.